Hi, my name's Tanner Tribble, and I decided to do my product cost estimate report over a fishing bobber or a fishing float. This slide deals with the product function of a fishing bobber. I decided to do the project over fishing because I've been fishing pretty much all my life. I grew up in Spring Hill, Kansas with 7 acres, and we had a pond right in our backyard. So it was very easy to just go back there and get to fishing with me and my brothers, and it's something we did all the time and we all just fell in love with. So the product function with the bobber is it's usually attached to a fishing line and it can serve several purposes. First, it can suspend the bait at a predetermined depth depending on where it's placed on the fishing line. Secondly, it can carry the baited hook to otherwise inaccessible areas of water by allowing the bobber to drift in the current. And thirdly, the bobber also serves as a visual bite indicator. And the picture below is just several different examples of a bobber, all the different shapes and sizes. And over this report, I decided to do it over number 1, which is a round attached fishing bobber. This slide deals with the material requirements. So the cost limitations would be about $1.10 per bobber. The volume would be 2.25 inches by 0.88 inches. A critical characteristic of the bobber could be it being made of polystyrene, especially if it's an older model and when it's mostly made of foam. It needs to be resistance to water, obviously, since you're fishing, but also stuff in the water, like for example moss. It also needs to be resistance to sunlight or UV, since fishing's mostly done during the day, but it can also be done at night, and that's when people tend to use the glow in the dark bobbers. The color of the fishing bobbers is typically red and white. It's to help the fishermen tell when the bait is taken, but like I said in the previous slide, fishing bobbers can be all different colors. This slide deals with the material cost estimates of the fishing bobber. This would be the estimates needed for just one. The different parts would be the plastic or foam body of the bobber, the spring, and the bobber hook. The function of the plastic body of the bobber is the base of it, just the body of the bobber. The spring retracts the bobber to the hook line, and then the bobber hook attaches the line to the bobber hook itself. The material needed would just be polystyrene for the bobber, and or some sort of plastic if it's not foam, and then tin alloy for the spring and the bobber hook. This slide deals with the labor and the process cost estimates. I decided to do a learning curve just to help me find both sides of it. I started out with the first trial starting at about 2 hours for the product, and went down all the way to 10 different trials. And as the trials went down, the hours decreased. I decided to do the average hourly rate at $15 per hour, and that would make the average cost per unit about $25. And then to the right is a learning curve, and I decided to do a 95% learning curve with the bobber since it's a pretty simple item to produce. This slide deals with the conclusion. Like I said, out of all those different bobbers, I just decided to do the round attached bobber because that was the bobber I primarily used growing up and the one that I kind of like the most. And the function of it is they serve indicators when a fish has taken the fishing bait. That's the primary function of it. Also discuss the material requirements, it being the polystyrene or the tin alloy. And then also discuss the material, the labor, and the process cost estimates throughout the report. Thank you.